Hello, my fellow Taurians. Welcome to Dawn Williams Tarot. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I appreciate you being here. And for those of you returning, thank you for looking me up and viewing me today. This message is for sun, moon, or rising placements in the sign of Taurus. So if you have those placements in your chart, this message may be for you. Keep in mind that not all messages may resonate, so take what does and leave what doesn't. If you are interested in doing a deep dive as to what's going on with you and your life, I do provide private readings. My information is in the description box below, or you can go to dawnwilliamstarot.com to find my availability and my pricing. Okay. So the one announcement that I do want to make is I am starting these rounds of videos with a new platform. So they look slightly different. I'm hoping that the quality is better because I have invested a lot of time in trying to get this system up and running. And then secondly, my next big announcement, of course, is that I plan to start doing some lives on YouTube. The beautiful thing about that is that it doesn't cost you anything, right? You just get notified if you're a subscriber to my channel that I'm going live. That gives you an opportunity to ask a question. I'll pull the cards for you and I will read for you. Now keep in mind, I can only do one question at a time, and depending on how big our group is, will depend on how I can manage doing the reading of the chat as well as pulling the cards for whomever. And as I'm a one-person show at this point, I don't have anybody to assist me or help me in the background part of this. I'm just going to try to wing it and go from there. So in the beginning, it may be a little rough. So I hope you're patient, okay? Because I just look at it as a new opportunity to expand, a new opportunity to learn something different and to be able to offer readings to you for free, right? To give you some insights as to what's going on with you. Okay, so today's reading, I am going to be pulling cards for you. And the first card I'm going to pull is from the fortune cookie tarot deck. I'll be pulling your cards from the normal tarot deck. And then at the end, I'm going to pull 5 main themes from the tea leaf of fortune cards, like I have typically always done for you. Those last 5 messages may be completely new information, so I hope that you will stay until the end and listen to those messages if you are going to be viewing my reading. And then the other thing is it may just give us some additional information for cards that we've already pulled for you. So it just depends on what cards we get. Okay, so now I always take myself off the camera because I'm really concentrating on the cards. I'm not really making eye contact. So at the end, when I pull your 5 main themes, I will pull this camera back on so that you can at least see me before we say our goodbyes. Okay, so let's get started. Let me put my glasses on so I can see what I am doing. And your first card, Taurus, is opportunities. An important offer will be made. Be prepared and dress to impress. Okay, so, if right off the bat, the first thought that I had was an opportunity in terms of a job. So the other thing is you just never know when these opportunities are going to pop up for you. So maybe what it's really saying is, when you go out or you are going anywhere to dress nicely, right? That's if you even care to get a new job or whatever it may be, but you never know what it could be, right? Okay, so I've already shuffled our cards. I'm just going to go ahead and lay them out and read them. I am trying to save time, everybody's time as well. We start off with the Queen of Swords, and then we have the 7 of Wands and the Tower. Don't get nervous. Oh, the Empress. Here we are. Da, da, da. Taurus, we are showing up big and strong in our own reading, which is awesome. And then we have the Page of Wands. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm seeing that we have the swords, which is representing the way that we express. So these have to do with our words and the way that we think. The wands have to do with our inspiration and creativity. And then we have the two major arcanas here. I don't see anything that is associated directly with Pentacles, which is what represents our sign, but that's okay. Let's see what their cards have to say. So we start off with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords definitely could be us, depending on what situation you are in. And, you know, it really isn't, it doesn't have to be gender specific, just saying in case men are actually listening to this video as well, because we all have masculine and feminine energies within us, so it doesn't really matter the gender. However, I will say that this queen is typically the energy of being patient and understanding. And in her case, she is all about truth and integrity. Now, this queen could be a mentor for you. This could be somebody that you work with. This could actually be you. This could be your significant other, could be your sister, your mother, could actually represent a lot of people. The thing about her is that she's all about truth and integrity. So what this is saying, Taurus, is that for some reason, this is very strongly aspected for you for the remainder of the month of May. As though you are looking for this truth for yourself, whatever that may represent for you, okay? The other thing about her is she is quite analytical. She's our analytical thinker. She likes to understand the details of things. How did you come up with this answer? I always look at her as a very good teacher in terms of, you know, when you were in school, when you were in grade school, the teacher would always ask you to explain your work. Well, that's kind of the way that this queen can operate. However, the other thing about her is that she does not mince her words. So she wants you to get to the point. She wants you to get to the point. The other thing about the sword energy is, you know, it is a two-way sword. So you do not want to cross this queen because she will hold a grudge and she can be quite nasty if you have to go up against her for whatever reason, because she will defend her position, right? Very strong communicator. So this is how we start off our energy. This could be us, or it could be somebody very close to us that is going to be helping us or is going to be in our lives for some specific purpose, starting with the portion of May. Our next steps have to do with this Eight of Wands. This is a seven. Sorry, Seven of Wands. Sevens are about gaining experience and gaining confidence. And as you can see, this guy, he is up on a hill and he does have these wands coming towards him, but he is not going to give way, right? He's going to stand in his sovereignty. And that's kind of that energy that I feel. A lot of times, Taurus energy, we have a tendency to either be quite feisty or, you know, bullish, I should say, stubborn, but the other part of us is that we really take in a lot of information before we make a decision as to how do we want to respond to things. In this situation, I feel as though some of you are going to be put into a place where you feel as though you need to defend yourself. Now, this could be in any situation, right? It could be in a romance. It could be in a family situation. This could be a friendship issue. It could be a job thing. The other thing about this card, though, is there is a challenge with this card, as you can see, of some kind, because he's defending his position. The other thing about this card is there is a lot of movement and growth, and there is a feeling of needing to shed shed some of your soft sides. What I mean by that is, Spirit, give me better words. Excuse me. Basically, what they're really saying is that when you're stepping up for yourself, you're going to be stepping up for yourself, but don't do it from a place of anger. Really, they don't want you to be soft. They don't want you to cow down. But at the same time, they want you to be able to use your voice, but they want you to be able to use your intellect as well. And turn it kind of back on the other person. If you're feeling as though you're being pushed into a corner, but the other thing that I will say is this is a minor arcana. This is only an issue that will be coming up for you to deal with. And I think that you're going to deal with it fine, because basically what it's saying is you're stepping into your sovereignty. You are protecting yourself, your position, your thoughts, whatever it is that this is representing for you. Now, we see the Tower card here, and the Tower card typically is that energy of things being, broken down, basically, to the base, right? Back down to its foundation. And the Tower card for me is kind of like that Tower of Babel, where God came in and he wasn't really happy with what was going on in that tower, so he tore down the tower and all the people in it. At least I remember that story from the Bible, right? This situation is kind of the same thing. However, this is in your obstacles position. So it feels as though you may still be working through a little bit of that energy. If you have had a tower moment recently, it is a major arcana. It could have been within the past couple of months, because the majors do take us some time to work through them. Now, the other thing about the tower being in reversed, it could also be representing fear. And I'm talking about the fear of the unknown in terms of what we are facing as a collective. Like if you look around, everything seems a little crazy. I'm not saying just a little, it's really off the rockers. Like I can honestly say that I live in the United States, and this United States is not the United States I grew up in, right? We've had so many big moments. And the other thing is I feel as though this tower moment is saying that there are going to be some more big changes on the way for us. And the thing is that when those changes come, they will affect us in some way, one way or the other. So I would suggest to prepare as much as you possibly can. But the thing that I am going to stress is that I'm not trying to be fear-based or any of those things, but just be aware, right? Be aware of those. But the thing is in your strengths position, you show up as the strong empress that we are, right? The Empress represents Taurus energy, because we have this sign right here, which represents a Venus. Venus is our ruling planet. We are dealing with some Venus energy right now in our current month of May. And the other thing about the Empress is she is my card of the divine feminine. She is about unconditional love. She knows how to manifest. She knows how to create things. She is our abundant Empress. She represents all four of the queens. They represent inside of her as, as that next step. If you're a queen, you want to become the Empress, right? She is meant to look like she has a very opulent kind of setting here, because she's all about physical security, which emphasizes our energy, right? So it may be a thing where you're feeling that tower, or that you've worked through some of this tower stuff. Maybe it's not completely complete, but just remember that you are the Empress. Embody her wisdom, embody her growth, embody her nurturing. She's very nurturing. This is somebody that loves to work with the earth, so she may have a garden. Some of you may be starting a garden, or maybe you are into house plants. That is a really good way to get very connected to the earth, right? Is to garden or to play with your houseplants or bring those into your home some way so that you can ground and really get a lot of that Mother Earth energy. Now, the other thing about the Empress, I will always preface that if you are childbearing years and you are looking for a child, now is the time to start working on that endeavor. Or if it is a thing where you're not quite ready for that, then I'm just going to say, then, take precaution, okay? Because you're going to be very fertile. The other thing about the Empress to me is fertile in so many ways. So if you're a male listening to this and you're hearing all of this energy about the feminine, just recognize and know that the divine feminine is within all of us. We have divine feminine, divine masculine energies. It's just the level of our quotient of how powerful those energies are within all of us. And there are times as a female, I can get very masculine, and I'm sure that there are times as a male that you feel as though you're swinging towards more of the feminine aspects. Well, that is part of the makeup of who and what we are all about. So this Empress right here is also a divine creator. So she is the one that gives birth. But she can also birth new ideas. She can birth new projects. Whatever it is that you really want to create for yourself, you really need to be very succinct and very specific as to what direction you want to go, and really utilize that energy to take your path forward, because your next card is the Page of Wands. And this page is saying, hark, here I am. The Page of Wands is bringing you this inspiration and this creativity and your passion. Pages are all about new paths and new directions, a new avenue to explore. This is your opportunity for adventure, or this is your opportunity to go out and step into some of those things that you might have been working, planting your seeds, and now are coming to a place where wands are about taking action, right? The other thing about the page are messengers in tarot. Some of you may be waiting for some kind of a message, a letter, or a phone call, or an email, something along those lines that are going to allow you to progress forward. So that would be an instance where if you are waiting for an offer letter for a job, or maybe you're waiting for a confirmation that your loan has been approved because you want to buy a new house, or you want to buy a new car or something along those lines. You might be waiting for something, or you might be waiting for a ruling from a judge. Maybe you're in a situation where you have gone before the judge and the judge is deliberating as to an outcome, right? So that would be something along those lines as well. So it could represent a lot of different things. I'm giving you these examples so that you can at least find a tie to something within your own life. Overall, it looks really good. I mean, yeah, we're going to be in a position where we're going to defend ourselves. So I will say, put your white light around you. Do make sure that before you go out every day, that you put on your armor of God, that you put that white light around you. Sometimes people will take a crystal of some kind and carry that on their body. Really good protective crystals are kind of like this onyx. This is actually obsidian, sorry. But onyx is another one. Any of the black stones are really good. Apache's tear. I've got an Apache's tear here. Like, I got a couple of different stones that I work with. So sometimes just carrying that is like even just a small little stone in your pocket, so that if you are going into a meeting, I used to do this a lot actually. If I was going to go into a meeting and I knew it was going to be a contentious kind of a workspace, I would take something and I'd put it in my pocket and I would hold it in my hand and I would rub it, right? Just to get through it, because sometimes, I'm a Taurus and I really don't like confrontation, but I worked in the biotech field, and there were times when there were definitely meetings and stuff that were difficult to get through. So I felt like that was just, something that worked specifically for me. Okay, so now I'm going to bring myself back on view. Excuse me, I need a drink. I don't know why, but all of a sudden my throat's starting to get scratchy. Anyway, with my new platform here, I kind of like this way of being able to read. You'd be able to see the cards with me up, up in the corner, right? Anyway, 5 cards. Okay, let me get focused here. Sorry, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Taurus, if you've made it this far, please click that like button. And again, if you are new to my channel, I'd really love it if you would join us. So just please subscribe and click that like button, and then you'll be notified as to when I have new content that is dropped. And also, you will be notified when I'm going to go live, because I do want to bring in as many people as we can. I think it is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, our first card is Owl. Good advice from a wise person. You're very welcome. I'm funny, aren't I? I think this could be this Empress or that Queen. Okay, Cobweb. Protected from negative forces. Protected from negative forces beyond your control. That is a great card. Thank you so much. I will accept that. Flag. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. It's really interesting because, we are in just a really interesting time, but at the same time, by stepping into your sovereignty, you recognize and realize how often people want to one-up you, right? So in this situation, don't lower your standards. And again, it's tying in to that defending your space kind of thing, really stepping into your sovereignty. And then we have a teapot. Deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Isn't that lovely? So for all of my UK friends, I'd love to have a cup of tea with you. Oh, that's awesome. And then our last card is the Peacock. Beware of great pride. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I want you to dress for success and to impress, right? Because it says right here that's what we should be doing. But at the same time, you don't want to have that area of pride, right? I think, but there's times, I don't know. I think it's all up to you as to what your personality is, whether or not you want to be the peacock. And I'm okay. You be you, I'll be me, right? Okay, Taurus, that's what I have for you for this reading. I hope you found some messages here that were uplifting and helpful to you. I appreciate you all so very, very much. Thank you so much for being here and subscribing to my channel. And I will be back with you. My next round of readings is going to be on career and money. Okay? Just so you know. Cheers. Take care.